should be recording. I haven't really tested this too much, but it should be working. Oh, we also have another one of our tour guides possibly coming up. Hey, meet Nick. How's it going?
Give him a second because probably he's joining to the
Got it.
voice chat.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the Lockheed War Memorial, dedicated in memory of all who fought here during Charlie War 9, the Great War, the war to end all warlords. There surely won't be another war coming after that. Lockheed is well known for its lush and green foliage, especially giant sunflowers seen blooming throughout the town. Over here we have some wild Lockheed flowers and foliage. That house right over there is notable for being one of the only 3 buildings left standing after the entire war. Everything else was scorched by warden artillery. This is our outhouse. This is our only outhouse that I'm aware of, meaning that normally if you gotta go, you use that. But unfortunately, I think you'll get shot if you step out of the container. This is Bullet Boulevard. This intersection was key to Lockheed's resupply during the war. Both the Bass and Treasury sent supplies. This was our main logistical route. I'd like to try and parking us off. We thank the lodgemen of the Bass, Treasury, and Skirmishire for the support. Each bullet and BMAT was put to good use. I'm sure you felt that one. Final days. After the last major battle of Maiden's Vale, warden activity died down to minor skirmishes and partisan raids. The wall was created in the backside of Lockheed to try and minimize damages. Had mixed results. Safe house still got blown up. Bunker core got completely destroyed, but nothing really threatened the town building itself. So overall, it kind of works.
Sometimes.
Yeah, we set fire to it once or twice.
Oh shit!
I gotta pull forward. Alright, may all those who died in the Lockheed finally rest in peace. Find a medical kit. Oh, wait here a second. This is just a very dangerous tool for you to be doing.
Yeah.
Oh, Nicole, can you bring the medical kit with the bandages?
So, I'm glad we found something that works somewhat.
Somewhat. This is the safest option we got. Unfortunately, there used to be a mechanic where you guys could, like, where both people could sit in a vehicle, so we could, like, drive you around in a truck, and it would be safe.
Yeah.
They removed that.
Dead man bad.
Dead man.
Dead man this war. I just want to say that, because since the announcement came that Charlie would be shutting down, literally every single hex had less than low players in it. It was just it destroyed morale.
Oh, factory. Lockheed's demands for MSUPs was met by a frontline factory. This helped decrease the logistical load. Our MSUPs were important because without them, everything would start decaying, and a decayed front's an easy push for the wardens. The Warehouse of Woe, the storage depot, was lost for a good month. It was rebuilt many times after severe warden shelling. This is where we kept all of our tanks and BMATs and everything else that wasn't currently actively deployed in the fighting. Kind of important for us to keep online, kind of important for you wardens to shell into oblivion.
Oh yeah.
This is a thank you to the generous farmers of Lockheed whose crops fed soldiers and civilians alike. As their soil became scorched by constant warden artillery fire, we were able to use the land to dig extensive bunker networks using AI tech. These bunkers went around through the whole back end of Lockheed, all the way up to the all around the town base, and all the way down to the bridge line.
Yeah, this bunker head was a thorn in our side.
This was the backyard battery, laden to the siege of Lockheed, was defended by a single 150 cannon placed in this area. It was used to deter frigates. You hear me? Deter frigates. It was also used to shell the bridge if too many tanks were coming across, or do counter battery fire if we were to set up a 150 across the rail bridge.
Like every single time we tried to come down here to take that arty piece out, the wind was against us. It was so.
We did kill it
Like,
once, and
every
then we
single-
just shipped in another 150 cannon.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it took us like half of our ammo because the wind was so against us.
Okay, over here now. The end of the line. This bridge became a popular infiltration point for both wardens and colonial persons, sometimes including tanks. During heavy bridge fighting in Lockheed, oftentimes warden tanks would come across this rail bridge and either start blowing up bunker pieces on the back end, or go and harass our logi trucks. Whenever they did this, we'd go hunt down their tanks, and return the favor by sending 2 of our own tanks across the bridgeway. Back up to this side and head for again. Thank you to the unknown soldier. All those who fought Lockheed were Rail Line 1. Warden rails were used in the siege of Lockheed to send a battle train into the back end of the town. This battle train damaged bunker pieces in the backside, but didn't achieve too much else that I'm aware of. I was kind of in at the tail end of the battle train. It got away partially damaged. We got away partially damaged, so overall...
It was a very fun combined arms assault with the battle train and the frigate when we did do
Yeah.
it.
Also, funny story, we was trying to blow up the bridge when the battle train came up. When he was on our side, but it went for nothing because a lot of privates and new people was...
Stupid.
Exactly, but mostly they was showing and the battle train was running off when they was seeing infantry next to the battle train.
This replica bunker is dedicated to Click Lock, the secret weapon of Lockheed builders and maintainers. One of the main bunkers for Lockheed were located in this position, and it supplied AI all the way down to the bridgeway, up to the town base and around to the backside of Lockheed, helping it be protected against warden attacks.
After the first attack of the storm cannons and also frigate, it was dehusked.
This is dehusked, and then we put another one, and then another one, and then another one.
Another one.
And then we put one
Oh,
behind the
that's
town
fun.
base, and then we put one over here as a secondary ticking one. We put up the one behind the town base. Memorial.
This is
the final
fun.
first. Yes. Make some comments. Complete your comment.
It was a constant cycle. We would come down here, we would shell the shit out of you guys, and then literally 2 hours later, oh, new bunker base. Oh, okay.
True.
Okay, the
True.
one behind the town base was about a days out from teching howitzers before you dehusked it.
Exactly.
Yep.
What did you time it or something?
We liked making sure that we didn't really have that much counterfire.
Alright, remember the Legends of Lockheed. Legends of Lockheed were one of the first regiments here defending Lockheed since the beginning. They mostly disbanded after the first loss of Lockheed. Most of their regiment members ended up getting picked up into other regiments such as the 11th. There is still one known remaining Legend of Lockheed, and we'll get to them later on in the tour. This is our field of names of notable players and what they're known for. These are all people that fought the Siege of Lockheed.
You can also now jump off and see every name and
You're safe enough
what
unless like a colonial soldier comes
I
in
think
and,
so.
yeah,
decides
and
to start
it's
shooting at you.
also it's the main thing they was doing to the Lockheed.
Yeah, you guys stole quite a few of our gunboats.
Yeah, mostly thanks to the Lucan.
Alright, I'll have you get back in just for a second. I'll do the town circuit first while it's still dark, and then we'll go across the bridgeway.
Alright.
Also-
if you wanna get in, Cheeky, or not, or you-
Also we have the main point
I'm gonna have a
of our
question
lovely
for
Lockheed.
you after I make my statement about this location. Lockheed, oh wait, I forgot one thing that I gotta show you. There was a new sign added in like an hour,
Okay.
a few hours ago. I always forget about it because it's just right outside my tour route. Industrial innovation. Lockheed's industrial potential was realized a few times during the war. It even had a train and collector. Most of the time, a lot of this innovation was when we had first captured Maine's Vale. Train line came through all the way up to Maine's Vale. Unfortunately, after the loss of Maine's Vale during the siege of Lockheed, most of this industry ended up getting taken out. Lockheed will not fall. It's going to get a really weird to maneuver, but I think it might just be right outside the AI range all along.
Or you can just block the... Oh yeah, you can jump off.
You should be fine to walk out the backside. Aye.
Damn, bro. I think the most we did was when we were laying the tracks for the storm cannon, the rail storm cannon. I spent almost 30 hours just laying tracks in Marvin Hollow because there was nothing.
So this is Tank Killer Ridge. The raised area became vital to Lockheed's defenses. Stygian bolt, anti-tank guns, tripod arms, and even a bone saw located on this ridge. Standard complement was about a Stygian bolt and 2 usually 68 push guns overlooking the bridge area. Because as you can see, when tanks would have to come off the bridge, they could only really come at 2 at a time, and they would walk right into the range of our guns. It is also a sloped area, meaning if we track them, they cannot escape.
Yeah, this is a favorite spot of shelling for us.
Exactly. I was about to get to that. Because of this, it was a favorite target for warden artillery to hit, especially the frigate. For the frigate and the warden artillery guns across the way tended to hit this location a lot, because they did not like us obliterating their tanks in about a second. Unfortunately for them, warden artillery is not very effective against push guns. Does very little damage to them, and we always had a crew member ready to replace whoever just died on the gun. Meaning, whilst they may weaken the point, they could never quite break it, so they could never quite send tanks through safely.
Also, funny shit, sometimes the push gun can neglect the damage from the artillery, and even the shell is hitting at the push gun, you can still be alive. I survived 6 shells.
It was so annoying. I was the spotter for this once, and it was like, I'm not doing any damage.
You're not
Like,
doing
what the hell
anything.
is
Your
going
tanks
on?
can't push over that bridge. Whoever invented Tank Killer Ridge needs a raise.
Yeah.
First me and the Bartholomew put the Stygian here, and everyone was putting the every 68.
Because we used to have just bunker pieces covering the thing, but that's far less effective because artillery can just kill the bunker pieces.
Yeah.
So probably me and the Bart just invented
One more thing
that.
about the Tank Killer Ridge, there was a point where wardens had almost taken the ridge 2 times, cleared out all the anti-infantry stuff with artillery, and it sended a wave or 2 of infantry trying to take the hill, but we had defenders ready up on the hill, holding and pushing them back. They weren't quite
We got close.
You got close.
We got close.
Normally I would
Also,
go across
one
the bridge here, but I'll just keep going through.
Also, one story, when Stygian was standing, we left the Stygian standing on the Tank Killer Ridge. When I wake up, Stygian was gone, and someone just told me the partisans came up from the shipyard and jumped on the Stygian, and in one spot next to the scrap mine, we had the anti-tank garrison who was looking at the Stygians, and all the guns was unlocked, so one partisan jumped on the Stygian and anti-tank garrison started shooting the Stygian and unfortunately was destroying the Stygian.
That's partisans for you.
Yep, but also we made 2 more Stygians to be sure.
Yeah.
Hello. You want to join in on
Hello.
this?
Just don't punch me, please.
No, this is one of the other qualified tour
I won't do
guides.
that.
Thank you.
Maybe just go into passenger seat.
Oh, we can all
I
chill in the
can.
back. It's a qualified tour guide.
Yeah.
It's Beatnik, one of the last remaining Legends of Lockheed members. We'll get to Beatnik in a bit. We're just going to complete the town circuit, then go over the bridge, just that way we have the cover of
Yeah, I made a new exhibit on the beach up north, Blueberry
Okay.
Beach.
Got it. Yeah, I'll check
Yeah,
it out.
that was-
You'll guide me there. Okay, so this is 2 signs about exceptional tanking. For Grimlord and his vetted Spatha destroying 30 enemy tanks defending Lockheed before his tank was destroyed. That's quite impressive. Over here, this is a sign in honor of a Nemesis crew that lasted 10 plus hours, 20 armor kills, and countless friendly armored saves. The tank was retired before getting scrapped post-war. Unfortunately, the memorial lacked the funds to purchase the tank before it got scrapped. That's such a shame. These are the new exhibits out where? This way?
Yeah, that tank, that Nemesis, I think it ended up actually at Loggerhead Storage Depot.
I don't know where it ended up. Blueberry Beach. This beach was off the Lockheed Breakers, was the spot for several warden Gruber and barge landings flanking the bridge. Yes, I did love to land here. Did love to go hit us with stuff.
Yeah, it was such a nice getaway too. Just because of it's basically directly south of how we enter in,
Yes.
and you're just straightforward. You got your 68 millimeters. Anything comes up, it's pretty bad. So. But
Also, we
it's
have
pretty well
one secret sign. Can you slippery
all the way
open the
over
ramp?
there. You want me to go over? Yeah, I'll
Yep.
open the ramp. We'll disembark quickly.
Come with me. It's safe, don't worry. So, one sign is about one and only building who was alerting us when the frigates and gunboats was coming.
Oh yeah, that watchtower, man.
This little
Yeah.
watchtower.
We tried to take it out so many times.
But the Lucan was still putting them always. After one was destroyed, the frigate or the gunboat pulled back, the watchtower came back to life.
Yes.
Eh,
Let's get back in the tour bus. Well, the tour combat vehicle. We purchased it for cheap. It was kind of on sale. With the truce, everyone was demilitarizing, so these things kind of came in cheap. It was like half price, only 10 RMAS compared to the 20 base model. Only got lightly shot at. You want to give me more updated time on what the game time is? 'Cause I don't know what it is right now.
408.
Okay. This is the lighthouse. A forward observation bunker in this location was used as an early warning system against incoming frigates and gunboats. Very important to know if you guys are coming in to bomb us. It wasn't always online, but when it was a great way to tell if you guys were about ready to range shells on our position.
I cannot figure out how to upgrade this bus.
And then it was also used to help dial in
You need-
artillery if it was still standing, because it had a great view
Small
of the
assembly
ocean
station?
and a great view of where your frigate's coming in at.
I'm at one.
No. You need give me a second. Okay. Field Modification Center.
You don't want to take
It
too
co-
long. We're doing our city circuit tour with the warden. You know, the one that kept shelling all your bunkers.
Yeah, there were 2 subs we killed.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was just
that
on a
came
call.
in from the Clastra. Near the shipyards. It was a bit more southeast.
Taking
But-
ships lost in war here. Most commonly, gunboats traded back and forth. I'm not sure if any large ships really died in the front here.
I don't. There was
I don't
the
think so.
one sub kill we got here. There
Should I
was a
get a sub-
destroyer we engaged. We had 5 shells left. We
Okay.
knocked out its front turret, and we didn't have any shells after that.
Yeah.
So we had to just get out of here. But Good times, good times.
Mostly gunboats were the thing, trading back and forth, dying a lot. I think mostly large ships never were in the same place at the same time.
It was a lot of that, yeah. Very hard to get it all together at once.
Yes. I believe most commonly we'd capture a warden gunboat, use it for a bit, park it waiting for more mortar shells to come in, only for it to be restolen by a warden. So
Shh. We don't talking about it.
I don't know how many was actually taken or not. You're probably going to crawl to the left side of the vehicle. I don't know which side's going to shoot you or not. I just assume if you're close to the wall here, we gotta kind of go for the safe house here. There's like 2 signs for the safe house. Or like swing wide. A final stand. When Lockheed first fell, a small group of colonials held out in this safe house and fought to the bitter end. It was an important location to hold out because, well, essentially the safe house was resistant to Warden 120 fire, meaning that they couldn't quite kill it, they'd actually have to come in and take it by force. They fought bravely, but were killed to the last. No survivors. But they did buy enough time for a captured warden gunboat to sail out to sea and return back to the safe harbor of Baths.
Just a little side note. When I was doing logistics over here, I used to put a lot of the good stuff in the town hall. But as the war progressed, I started putting more of the good stuff in the safe house. Because with the fire attacks and the shells, a lot of times they go and take the town hall down, but the safe house would still be there. So the Dusk assault rifles, the Venom, anti-tank launchers and stuff, I started putting them in the safe house.
I'm gonna have to go down this way to the dock first. Oh, that's a danger.
That checks out, because even if we destroyed the safe house, you guys would just get it back up unless we got the town hall, so...
Alright, let me just roll all the way down here quickly. Alright, here we go. River of Blood. A warden frigate attempted to land troops on the dock. The defenders
This game's
rallied at the
icons
safe house
fucking
and
suck.
pushed the frigate back.
I'll say it.
I believe you guys were doing a push across the bridgeway at the time, and we noticed the frigate coming in after you cleared everything out on this side, taking out all the bunker pieces. Went in for the landing, but we were able to dial in the 150, had enough people over here to hold the line, and eventually we were able to redeploy a tank over here, start hitting the frigate, combined with all the anti-tank weapons of the infantry and whatever grenades they had lying around. You guys, I believe, were very badly damaged, but managed to get away, so win, sort of. Kept coming back past us.
Yeah, that frigate never sank, so...
No, I think after the thing, we didn't see you guys for like 2 days, so it bought us time to rebuild.
Yeah, we were feeling the burnout bad. You should have seen it. We were trying to get a crew. I was spamming in local until all the chats and discords. Maybe 3 people show up. And everyone on board was like, where's the Navy? Where's the Navy? And it's like, we're asking for crew and y'all aren't coming. So
We
it's like,
actively kept asking where's our Navy whenever you guys showed up, because no one would ever come over here, not even a gun buff.
yeah. Well, there you go.
And funny shit is, we had 2 fucking destroyers waiting in the
cluster.
treasury. Not the treasury, I'm sorry, in the Terrizno, just sitting and getting dust.
Yep. You should have seen us on Nevish Line and Callum's Cape. There was a dozen large ships that hadn't moved in weeks. And it was just the people who had built them would keep coming in and refreshing the reservation and just logging off. It was so fucking annoying.
Do you want to explain the sign that you put down just that way? You know, because
Yeah,
you're the
so-
one that put it down.
Yeah. The Lad Regiment crewed the WNS Amanda, which was the frigate, the WNS Emma, which was the battleship, and we were open to the public. We had crew from as low as no ranks to as high as majors on board, and everyone put in their work. Every single time we went out, except for that last few days, but that was more so because no one was on. So we never sunk a battleship, but we did destroy a destroyer. We killed some subs, and we were never sunk. So Amanda will live on in the next war when she's built again.
It's a good ratio.
Yeah, I got a question. When you sent up that frigate like 3 weeks ago, and he's really started to put that thing seriously here, we didn't have anything that could counter it, but we were thinking about building like maybe 3 or 4 groupers and trying to throw gas grenades on there. Because we were thinking it would have been lightly crewed.
There was 2 times, this was more so near the end, that we were lightly crewed. We often had enough crew to sustain damage control. And if we were gassed, we could move. We typically had our engines ready to move if we needed to, because where we typically shelled, right at the I suppose, I don't even know what you would call it, south of Deep Fleet Valley in that little river.
Are you touring? I'm driving back now.
Yes, we're touring. We're
We have
almost up
very
to,
little time to
almost up
act
the
if a
big
torpedo
bunker.
gets launched. So we were on
We're right in front of the
a hairpin trigger in case
Broke.
we needed to move.
Got it. So you would probably repel.
Did the warden get
action
shot yet?
then.
Yeah. A lot of times we
Gotcha.
tried to have some Marines
You mean
on
by
board,
the, AI?
for our own landings.
It tries to shoot them.
On time.
We're right
As
by
time
the safe house
continued,
right
that
now.
was less and less the case, but certainly in the beginning, we had a lot of people on board.
I know, like, towards the later end, sometimes you guys, like... Oh, sometimes you sat there and, like, took punishment a bit, and then other times, like, the second shell started raining nearby, you backed out.
That was a different frigate, actually.
Different
that was
frigates. So there were 2 different
TB
frigates that
frigate.
came by. Okay.
Yep. So I don't.
I know
the
one
TB
frigate
frigate
liked to ram
was
themselves here. I know another frigate liked to always back up the second shell started raining.
yeah. Lad liked to ram their frigates across the beach. It caused more damage that way. TB was. They had a bit more on their plate. They're not a naval first regiment, really. Whereas Lad is more naval focused than anything. There were times where their base got partisaned and they had just gotten the frigate down here, so they had to head back. That was one of the times. And quite frankly, the TB frigate's damage control was absolutely horrendous. There was this time where there was a single small hole in the middle compartment, and it got to the point where we were swimming in there.
Ooh,
So
not good.
it was. That was bad. That was bad.
So, continuing on with the tour, when a Warden frigate was shelling the town hall, a single 150mm howitzer was able to send it back to port. It fired from this location. This is one of the 3 main battery locations that we had around Lockheed. We never had all 3 up at one point, but this is important that we had at least one working. This one was, I think, the second to last one to die. We had 1 point out by the lighthouse, we had this point here, and then at the end of the war, after those 2 points were taken out, we had the backyard battery.
Yeah, this was crewed by the Bigness Regiment. I actually have a story about this because they ran out of shells and they were shelling the frigate, and so I think Coleslaw was saying up in Logi chat, anybody from anywhere, send 150 because we're the only thing that's keeping that frigate at bay and we can't stop the shelling.
It was. And more often than not, it was due to our lack of ammunition that sent us back. But I will say, if you had all 3 150s firing at us at the same time, it would have been a different story.
We could never get enough ammo. And
Yo, someone wrote Lauren's alt caps.
Oh, well, I stole like a whole pallet of 150 from the 11th and brought it up here. I mean, I
It was
just
good.
went to their. Well, I mean, I gave them enough M subs over the war, so I figured they owed me something. So I got the flatbed and I brought it up here.
Alright. Well, we're going to continue on with the tour real quickly. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Do we need to wait for a medic? Are you okay?
I'm not bleeding.
Are you
I'm good.
bleeding?
You were very
I'm okay.
injured though. Like, I don't know if you
I'll
can
really
take
catch up.
bullets.
He's good. He's good. Still good.
Good, okay. This is where things get hard because I gotta kind of get close to the houses. I think there isn't anything that's going to shoot you if I back this up in reverse here.
If you reverse, no, only from sides.
Yes, so
Or
sides
maybe-
are going to become a problem.
Yeah, the sides will, but
Yes.
this front won't.
Alright, we're explaining your house now, Nicole. Alright, so this is the last of the 3 buildings that remain standing throughout the entirety of the war. One of the only other remaining buildings that weren't scorched by the end of things.
I just traveled into Lockheed.
Which is actually very incredibly surprising. Because I know you guys like to shell this area a whole lot. So I'm surprised that that thing is still one of the ones that was standing at the end. I would
I
have
think
thought
you guys had
pushed
some
it.
defenses around here, but when we were doing our landings, there wasn't really. I think there was like a small bunker complex here. Wasn't a whole lot of defenses
We'll
here
get
that we.
to the bunker in a second. We might actually have one of the other people coming in here in a second.
Yeah, yeah. Also, this barn is birthplace of our best builder in the Lockheed, Nicole.
Ah yes, Nicole's also currently driving the bus.
Yeah.
Don't drift into the fence.
I got my bus.
Nice. Alright, we're here. We just mentioned your birthplace. If you want to go any further into detail, and then maybe talk about the biggest bunker.
That's the joke.
That's the joke, but
What's the
it's
joke?
become the lore.
What's the joke? What's the lore?
I just said that once, and it stuck.
Stuck.
Gotta be careful
Okay.
what you
I
say.
didn't even know you could go in here for the longest time.
Got it.
Bro.
Oh, do you have medical to heal off the warden?
Did you bring the medkit and bandages?
I got nothing.
Okay. We're moving on to this next memorial. I recommend you lay down. Maybe I don't know what's the safest angle in here. Well, let's get another person in here just to like try and block bullets. You know.
Yeah, I
put a
hope
little
it
human
works.
wall. Okay. Here we are at the biggest bunker memorial field. Do you want to mention on this at all, Nicole? 'Cause this is the frigate that blew up everything.
It was fucking you, wasn't it? I heard.
Maybe
Bombing my house.
every day for a week. Yeah.
Literally, I rebuilt this bunker every single day.
Yeah. You guys were very persistent.
We couldn't let you win
Bitch,
it.
so are you!
Well, I mean, when your town hall survives and is being out repaired from a shelling from a frigate and a battleship, that was something. That was something.
Now you can slap his ass.
God, it was annoying.
This is fight fire. Fire in Lockheed was not very common, but still happened by gunboats or rocket strikes. This well-kept fire is under control. Very important well to have. Most commonly, for some reason, you guys kept lighting the safe house on fire with a gunboat, and not much of anything else. I don't know why, but I'm not in charge of your navy.
Because
I
the
can't speak
safe
for our
house,
gun guns, but
safe house has the upgrade of resisting the artillery shelling. So only way to
Yeah.
destroy it is rush the safe house with the explosives or put it on the fire.
Yeah, but it was,
Once you
they
guys
only
tech
ever
that,
get it
like,
up to,
90%
tier 1, and
resistance.
the well was like right. I don't get it. They could only get the fire up to tier 1.
As always.
Okay, the defenders of Lockheed triumphed against the never-ending warden attacks. I gotta try and figure out the best way to angle this through here. This might get a little dicey for you.
this right one's fine.
Rest in peace for everyone who fought. I'm gonna head up this way before passing by the town base again. This is ruins of a greenhouse that was dedicated to showcasing the beautiful biodiversity of Lockheed. It's closed on Sundays. I can't easily drive this through here because there's not enough space. But over there's the sign saying
Also,
Street
there
Nicholas
is
here.
just a sign. And also, next to this shed was my secret stash of the ammo to the Stygian, and also gas grenades to gas the people on the frigate or the gunboat if they coming too close.
Yeah, you were pretty relentless with that. We got gassed a lot of times to the point where I had to change my loadout to default include a gas mask.
I don't know if that person's
I know.
going to attack you or not. We're doing a tour. We're doing a friendly tour. Don't.
I'm chill. But I don't know if you are, Corporal.
You seem very eager. We're on the end section of our tour, so we can pick you up in the next part of the tour. We'll pick you up in a second.
Okay, I got a new sign I gotta make.
You got a new sign you gotta
Got
make. Don't hurt the warden. Nope, you flew all the way out. We're doing tours. S. Friendly wave. Okay. Make sure you body block the war. Oh yeah, the Beatnik sign. Beatnik, last remaining member of Legends Lockheed. Always kept us well supplied. Always had whatever we needed, and always had extras in reserve in case anything terrible happened.
Well, you know, I first served over at the Chalastra over by I forgot even what that region was, but that bridge that was right before you hit Elled's Blight, and we ran out of everything, and we were like shooting people with 8mm and everything, and I said to myself, I ever run logistics, I'm gonna
I
make
realize
sure
my
that
sign has to
front
be on the
won't want
bridge
for
or it's not
nothing
funny.
so long as I'm on. And I wandered back here west, and I found Lockheed, and basically I ran supplies most of the time. Most of the grunts here did most of the good work up here, but I still did my share. Mainly
We certainly felt
partisan work on the road leading into Loggerhead from Split Rocks. That's basically what I did as far as infantry action, and I've been in tanks and stuff too.
I'd recommend you crawl to the site closest to the town base just to decrease its angle of hitting you while you drive by.
Also, we can mention my factory was stationed under the Bewailing Fort. It was built to supply Lockheed with the advanced CVs and mortar half-tracks and other shit.
I think we got a few of those mortar half-tracks.
Yeah, it was mostly, I think, mine.
To all those who served in the defense of Lockheed, we held against all odds. Nobody jumping out. That's another Lockheed sign right over there, just talking about Lockheed. Just saying Lockheed, hooray. It's not the actual translation, but it's close enough.
Yeah, don't shoot our
Alpha-
guest. He's got
Alpha
diplomatic
Lockheed.
immunity.
Please. Even though I was shelling you like a week ago.
Alright, this is the ramp. We've got a replica put in now after the war, because the original one was removed. But the ramp, Lockheed was much different during the siege. Access to the town hall was limited at times to one metal ramp at this spot. You see, we needed to have a second line of defense, which I ended up putting around the town base and all that stuff, in case the first line broke. Unfortunately, I forgot to take into account that the logistics drivers need to actually get to the town base and deposit their stuff. Lucky for me, I think Nicole spotted the problem and I managed to put in a ramp, so that way logic drivers could actually do their job.
Yeah, this was the second most challenging place I ever had to make drop-offs to because of the trenches. You
Hey,
wanna
you
know
guys
what
were
the
dug
first
in
place
here.
was?
I'd imagine it's in Deadlands.
No, actually, it was a checkpoint Bua.
Oh yeah.
Because there's only that one road. And there's usually all kinds of traffic and everything there. Tanks loading shells, stuff that's disabled. And it's just very, very narrow loading and unloading area over there at Checkpoint Bua.
That's
was
a
hard.
nasty set.
Well,
Especially during the snowstorm.
so continuing on with the tour, 1,000 men died in town, both Warden and Collie, but we held on and kept it. Over here we have a sign of why Lockheed. Why Lockheed indeed. If Lockheed fell, Wardens would have access to the weak underside of Treasury and the ability to siege up more exhausted baths. This information is going to be kind of new to you unless you were well informed by the scouts. But essentially, if we look on our maps and we look at Bewailing Fort, or whatever, it was essentially PvE'd, so nothing really there. And the south side of Treasury was about 2-layer deep concrete defenses. But if you compare that to the north, going around the vault and all that stuff, there's about 8 layers deep on the front side that would then end in a bridge battle. So far easier for Wardens to blitz the south side of Treasury instead of trying to break through the entirety of the north end. And then the war exhausted baths, if we look on our maps again and look at the road down all the way to the baths, salt caps and sinking serpents pretty much didn't have any defenses there. There may have been 1 or 2 tier 2 bunkers as roadblocks, little speed bumps, but overall not much there. And when you get to the baths itself, it was already in late stage decay, meaning a coordinated Warden blitz would likely cause some serious damage, if not outright break baths. On December 22nd, 2024, Lockheed had 0 shirts and under a heavy assault, but we would go on to win the entire region 12 hours later. I believe probably a coordinated Warden attack trying to hit us.
I want to put 1 BMAT in
We
each
managed
bike.
to hold on, managed to break out, and then I believe that was also when we had some regiments were already planning an operation, and us making that breakout across the bridge gave them the opportunity to send their battleship up through and shell Marvin Hollow, Maine's Vale into oblivion.
Yeah, I was part of that operation. Originally, Lockheed and the infantry was supposed to be a distraction. The main push was going to come in through Loggerhead into the Split Rocks with armor, and then from the other side towards Checkpoint Bua, there'd be a second armor push. But the infantry here is only meant to be a diversion. But halfway through it, the infantry was performing pretty well, so we said we're going to support the armor push through Lockheed on that day.
I was there at the fight. I helped secure the other side of the bridgeway, get our first bunker up, held it against Warden counterattacks before we
New bike just dropped.
during our artillery raining down on us. Got information that the battleship was coming in, helped motivate the troops, and eventually we were able to rally and continue pushing forward under support of the battleship.
There already is BMATs!
Quest for
Yeah,
fuel.
I put that.
Fuel was a major ore
When you
source that was
mention it, I
often in
could
short
put-
supply. It was used by our vehicles, the power generator for the facility. It was also used for fueling the bunker defenses, and it was sometimes hard to come by because Warden shelling happened to occasionally hit the fuel containers, and we would be out of fuel containers for a while.
We actually have the foremost expert here on fuel, Captain Hypoxic. He could probably explain to you a lot better detail.
Well, I mean, basically, we had to travel all the way down to Skirbyshire anytime we needed to get fuel, and half the time I had to go to Baths to build a new container for fuel because they'd always get fucking shelled to oblivion and die.
By this
It's not to put
motherfucker in
stuff.
the car.
Hey!
We're touring around the person that was crewing the frigate that kept bombing us.
I mean, fair. I tried hiding fuel in so many different spots, but
If it's in range, we're gonna hit it. So
I remember
I'm just
one
throwing that
time
out.
I was so happy because I brought 3 like petrol tanks up to fuel the mines. I came back like
Yeah.
3 hours later and they're just gone. Mines are
remember
destroyed.
I took one of them, I think.
Also,
Unless someone else put them.
we can forgot our guy Bladeworks. He was also delivering the fuel to the Lockheed.
Okay.
The main issue.
This is a spot where we normally end the tours, but I still gotta take you over the other section, and we also can't do what we would normally be doing, or otherwise you'll get shot the second you leave the vehicle. This is the Grave of the Lost, an empty grave to honor the 285,000 dead soldiers of the Colonial Legion who gave their lives for Marvin Hollow. Normally we would pay our respects by depositing 1 BMAT into the grave each, doing a salute, and I would also ask a follow-up question if you understand the significance of what's in the box. Because you cannot check what's inside the box. The contents of the box are a colonial uniform, the base variant that you spawn in with, your hammer, your pistol, and 2 clips of ammo.
Hey, maybe we could
How
ask you
it was.
for a favor. Do you think you could get a warden general uniform and the starting pistol you guys got, and like dump it somewhere like
Oh,
on
shit.
Blueberry Beach?
I recommend you crawl to
Dump it in the trash.
I tried finding the general uniform. Didn't find one.
Yeah, because
so-
we could put it in there
Oh,
together.
I'm shot.
Go to the left side of the oh no, oh, we gotta continue the tour on the other side. We'll pick him up on the other side. He's
That's
still
so
gotta take
sad.
the last section.
And this is the end of the tour. That's
Well, we
how
never
the...
covered the stuff on the other side of the bridge, so we can go tour the other side. It's safe work.
That's how every warden should end the tour. Get exit.
Well, maybe we could get the pistol from inside his
Stuff.
stuff.
Yes. We just need a warden uniform. We can probably set up a grave to the warden and stuff on the other side of the ridgeway. 'Cause I feel like it would be weird to put it out here where they can't pay respects, but like better on the other side.
Well, yeah, either there or like on Blueberry Beach.
I don't know how well you can dig in the beach.
There's already a ditch there.
I realized wardens can't join our chats, right?
No,
Or can they? Oh, then I need to erase my sign. It's wrong. Embarrassing.
Oh, I gotta show them all the stuff along the bridgeway because we didn't do the bridge tour. We stopped at the bridge because we wanted to try and get as much of the town done before daylight came and the AI was more aggressive.
Oh, I just took it out.
Oh,
Oh, download it! Upvote!
sorry.
It's okay, I can change it.
Hopefully the warden comes back.
I like this sign.
At what point did you guys start playing this war?
Just before Christmas. I bought the game.
I was here at the start of the war, but I've been in Foxhole for a lot.
Yeah, me too.
I think I started just in November.
I started playing. I think after the Christmas.
Yeah, that was... I think just before. I don't know where we were at before y'all got in here, but we had been pushed. We were not in Lockheed for a while.
Yes, I made a sign about the final stand at the safe house.
I'm not sure... Was that at the start of the war?
It was
Like,
at the beginning of the war. It was the...
Because I know we had Lockheed at the start, but I hadn't quite joined the war yet.
It was at the beginning of the war because it was when we first lost Lockheed. The safe house was the final staging point because they had to actually come in and hit the box because it was like the final location that they put out at. And that was when we captured a gunboat, brought it back across, and that was before Warren took Lockheed. And and they started like contesting assault caps, loggerheads, singing surfing, all the way down to Baths, and then like the siege of Baths for a while.
Yeah.
Before we eventually pushed back up and retook Lockheed.
I was there for when we started fighting in the salt caps, and then we actually got to Lockheed again, and then we got pushed out of Lockheed. I think I pushed for the first retake of Lockheed, and then I came back the next day. It was gone.
Lockheed was contested for a while.
And then they pushed us all the way to Baths, and somehow we held.
Don't
Wow.
mind.
We can work together. Isn't that beautiful?
But you
They're
called
just
me
like
a
us.
motherfucker 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, you destroyed my town.
Okay.
It's okay. It's peace now.
If you angry about the motherfucker, how about fatherfucker?
Well, that's not much better.
Yeah, we got a little bit of the tour left to give you, just the stuff on the bridge, and then like this end section out here. This vehicle's not very fast, but we're going to be faster just running it. Yeah, when you're good, we'll do the last little section of the tour, and then you can start adding in your stuff. And then we'll have to convince someone else to do a tour. So are you ready to do your last little section of the tour? We can run it there if you want.
Oh yeah.
It's okay. It was divine justice for all the people I smashed with my Lockheed truck over this bridge over the war.
Well, I got the uniform, pistol, and hammer that you wanted.
So don't take it too hard,
I was able to
Cheeky.
find something. If you unlock it, I can put it in the inventory.
Yeah, unlock it, put it in the inventory. We'll probably put something out here for the warden side. We can either walk it or move the vehicle. Which one do you want?
I'm fine with walking.
Fine with walking. So I'll lock this just that way it's safe, and we'll run out this way. We gotta go across the bridge real quickly. There's like a few parts that we didn't cover just because I wanted to get the stuff in the danger zone done fast. We're gonna run all the way to the end, and then we'll cover the stuff as we come back.
This place used to be green, Jesus.
Yes, there used to be trees everywhere. We'll cover everything as we come back in. We just gotta go to the end of the bridge and then come back over. And I think this is the end of the bridge because we saw the. Yeah, you saw the names here. So this is the last section that we look at, and then start coming all the way back west. So Crush Cross Bridge for all those who died from vehicular accidents, most commonly in tanks. If they say that they gotta move, if they tell you to move, and you don't move,
and they don't,
and they reverse, that's kind of your fault, you know, not the tank's fault. The other incidents were caused by crazy Logi drivers.
A lot of unhappy pancakes.
And then as we continue on, we gotta run. Normally this is a biking tour, but once again you kind of get shot if you move through the town on a bike. The secret path on the top of this rock is where colonial snipers held the line, causing significant casualties on the wardens. They were good at taking out warden tank commanders that were looking at us with binoculars, great at sniping medics, and great at taking out the machine gunners. Great for causing havoc in the warden lines.
Yeah, there was a few times when we took the frigate up to this bridge. We can't even hit that part of the rocks with our artillery, so at least when it's in direct fire mode.
The sneaky rocks. Both invaders and defenders of Lockheed use the rocks for secret attacks behind lines. It's great for hitting vehicles that are moving along the bridge, great for interrupting logistics lines, great for messing with bunkers, great for stealing stuff. It's good if you're the ones doing it, bad if you're on the receiving end of it. Kind of works both ways.
Yeah, the thing about those rocks, though, is you've got to be real careful, because if you're not careful, you'll get stuck and you won't be able to get out.
Yeah.
You won't be able to crouch out. You'll have to unsticky.
I ran out of those
on the lake and died.
Okay, continuing the tour. Bunker control. This area is important because wardens could set up heavy artillery to shell Lockheed. Colonials could prepare major assaults into the Hex. Most commonly, very large fights between whoever controlled the end of this bridge. We needed it if we wanted to assault Spit Rocks or Maiden's Veil. You guys needed it if you wanted to keep shelling Lockheed like you always do.
Yeah, dig out, set
all
up
the bunker bases that were destroyed here.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
We set up so many bunker bases
Oh, you're
here that just did not
eater.
survive.
Yes. Let me cut you to this sign first. And then we'll head left
Wait.
and then up to the other
Do
way.
not.
So the checkpoint colonial bunkers were maintained in this area after the capture of Maidens to allow safe passage for Logi. Very important location to allow Logi trucks a little place to stop and refuel, or a place to hide from warden tanks or partisans. We'll head
Yeah,
this way
Slipper,
towards the
you
Spitbox
actually
campaign.
built one right here by this trench, and it
It was-
lasted longer
So
than
what
any
it
other
is-
one.
Is basically we captured the area. I rebuilt a warden bunker, and it was also the same point where we managed to retake Maiden's Vale at one point. And the bunker just never got repushed, so it just started teching and teching and teching until it was eventually lost during the recapture of Maiden's Vale. But it was an important stopping point for logistical vehicles, a good safe passage if they needed it. So this is going to be talking about the Spit Rocks campaign a little bit. So why Spit Rocks? Spit Rocks allows the Wardens to launch campaigns into Deadlands East Side, where Colonials gave access to Maiden's Vale. Also gave Wardens the ability to harass logistical lines if we were trying to go up to Maiden's Vale. And it also allowed them to attack into Loggerhead. So important for the Wardens to attack out. Important for us to hold if we want to secure our back lines a bit more. Or if we want to try and stop Warden advances into Deadlands and Loggerhead. On to here, the guns of Spit Rocks. During the late end of the war, Spit Rocks had multiple heavy artillery guns to destroy bunkers in this location. It made attempting to get any bases up here very, very difficult. But soon after we got them made, it would start raining 150s. And a tier 1 bunker corps not going to live long against 150s, especially 3 of them.
Yeah.
The taking of Spit Rocks was a warden fortress requiring multiple raids and large attacks to break. It was about like 2 or 3 layers of concrete, about 5 cores surrounding it. Had to repeatedly poke and prod, slowly whittle down concrete sections, and light fires in the backside of tier 2 structures. A lot of poking, prodding, weakening, and eventually it managed to break.
Yeah, digging, you held on to that place for a while, but it was just... yeah.
Nice. Then over this side to the Marvin campaign. That's the checkpoint. I already went over that one. Reminder of Colonial Legion. Soldiers are not responsible for garrison infantry. Yeah, we're not responsible for what happened to you over on the other side.
Nothing happened.
So why Maidens? Maiden's Vale was an important frontline refinery town able to fuel the ever-hungry factories of war. Essentially, whoever had Maiden's Vale had the ability to mass-produce BMATs, fuel, and other needed assets always required on the front line for building, maintaining, and resupplying. And also, if we managed to capture it, we could better fuel the factories out in the Clastra and Vale. So important for us to take, important for you guys to take. Everyone wanted it. Road to Maidens. The terrain greatly favored wardens with hills for ambushes and multiple layers of emplaced guns. Working our way up this simple north road is multiple layers of elevation, an area for wardens to come in from the rocks, usually about 3 bunker cores along the way, typically getting concreted by the point that we're pushing, and there's always at least one section where there's nothing but like 6 Duggins and placed 68 cannons to shred tanks.
Those 68 saved us.
Okay, the taking of Maidens. Maiden's Vale was broken both times in the war by a battleship and supporting units launched from this bunker. As mentioned at one point, we'll mention the first time that we broke through. We were in a desperate situation, managed to get supplies in, managed to push across the bridge. Operation went off, we became the main focus because we were doing good enough. Battleship came in, cleared everything along the roadway, because even though those 68s keep all the vehicles back, they kind of disappear when they start getting bombarded by 150s.
Yeah. When that battleship hits, it's bad.
The fall of
We were trying to
Maidens.
QRF it.
Oh, yeah.
We never got it.
never
So-
got it. No, we had battleships. Both times we broke Mainsville to put it in the contested mode. It was always a case where we had to send a battleship through to break all the concrete, and then it just became contested for a couple days, and it was a toss-up who would hold it.
Yeah, that's the thing though, is that we would always underutilize the town, and then I don't know, we could never defend it the same way that you guys could Lockheed. I just didn't get it. So.
I mean, the first time you had it, you
You
guys
need to be
dug in
mentally
really
ill.
deep. You had a storm cannon that fired. It survived multiple attacks from like SPGs and like other things because a lot of movement came up from Spit Rocks to try and break it, but they never could quite break through all of the Howie traps and layers of concrete and like 6 cores surrounding it. It was a mess to try and break the first time.
Yeah.
Yes, but the fall of Maidens. Maidens was recaptured by the wardens after multiple days of artillery duels and a total encirclement by tanks. I wasn't there during the fall of Maidens, but I was there during some of the prep work, where you guys set up artillery cannons across the way at Checkpoint Buwa, and kind of bombarded the side of Maidens Vale. You also sent frigates up through that area to keep shelling Maidens Vale. And we had our own artillery cannons kind of duel your guys' cannons. It
Sorry.
sometimes worked, sometimes didn't work. If you were there at the fall of Mainsvale, you might know a bit more than me.
I wasn't. No. A lot of it just happened overnight for me. I woke up one day and it was all green, and I was like, "What the fuck just happened?"
I was told that I was told what Warden Regiment had supplied a ton of tanks for the push, but I don't remember it off the top of my head at the moment. But I got it. In the
WOD or
I don't know.
BR?
Yeah.
Not.
Rail lines too. Warden Railstorm Cannon was used in this area, a bit more northeast by the beach. But
Yeah, it was a bit more.
that would be a really long run just for like one sign out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I
over
get
here.
it.
Cannon used to destroy the first concrete bunker complex in Lockheed. I guess you guys really didn't like pushing that concrete.
We didn't like Lockheed.
I don't know what happened with your cannon. All I know is that I saw evidence that it was there because I saw the rails going to the beach, a pallet with like 6 shells of 300 left on it. And I thought I heard people say that we killed a Railstorm cannon, but I don't know if we did or not because I never got confirmation.
It got Mammon rushed.
So we did kill a
Okay.
Railstorm cannon. Nice.
Yeah. That was. Yeah. The Italians were pissed.
Alright, and then we have one final sign. Fort Sanctum. Sanctum was a major warden stronghold in the region. Colonials took it a few times, but could never hold long. I believe at the end of the war, it was still holding with like 1 or 2 layers of concrete up on its hill. It was mostly a hard push from the front due to the fact that even though you couldn't get many defenses there, you could set up a ton of AT on the hill, and all the tanks had to funnel through one tiny gap where you could really only fit 2 tanks at a time.
I was defending Sanctum a few times when you guys were close to it. That place was just a fucking fortress.
Yes.
Like the
That
split
one
rocks.
road up it was just. Any tanks that tried to come that way were just destroyed.
I was in one of the campaigns that took Sanctum at one point, but then you guys had you had people waiting at all the points to claim all the border bases. And then you also had a massive base out in Pilgrimage that was already like building up there that we were unaware of. That was already in a prime spot to counterattack a non-AI'd Sanctum with very few tanks left standing.
Yeah, we were trying to build up that entire northern part of the Hex, so glad it came into use.
Yeah, I remember the day that we took over the Hex. Immediately afterwards, I went up north to go and take the forward bases to Viper's Pit. And I don't know who was over here that was going to go into Callahan's. But apparently you got there first from what I hear from Slippery. Viper's Pit, we were there for like maybe a good 2 hours just trenching in and just doing basic recon, and then all of a sudden there was a massive counterattack force of like 4 silver hands, about 20 infantry, and we never really got to Viper's Pit again until the end of the war.
Yeah, that last stop you guys did was something else.
Yeah. I should add a sign somewhere saying that the last operation used our riverways, our secured riverways that were never contested, to go all the way up and bomb Fort Viper in Viper's Pit.
I
Oh, and they
will
were
just say
secure.
this. The largest warden naval invasion that I was a part of, the ones you guys did to end the war, that was double the size of ours, easily. That was fucked.
Well, all I know is that on that final day, I was in Maiden's Vale just putting up watchtowers. All of a sudden, a bunch of these warden guys are saying, "Get out of the jeep! Get out of the jeep! We need the jeep to get to the bridge." And so I was like, "Okay, I'll go up to the bridge too." And I was sitting on the bridge, and they're like, "Stay here. Make sure nobody puts it up or takes it down." And then I saw like the biggest armada I've ever seen, like 2 bluefins, a long hook, a battleship, a destroyer, just float down the Viper River over that bridge. And I just said, "Give him hell, boys." And they said, "We will." And that was the last day.
Yeah, MMs.
That was fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, not to
Yes.
not to take that down from you guys or anything, but there was no one on in the last 3 days of the war. That was. I mean, I knew there was some, but it was like we couldn't even fucking crew a ship if we wanted to.
The funny
no
part.
one here in Marvin for like the last few days of the war, because like I would look on the stats website and I would be looking at the deaths and it would say like 2 deaths in the last hour.
Yeah, it was literally that. It was one guy, maybe. It was like, what?
Yeah, I actually feel bad for y'all when the developers made that announcement, because
That fucked us
it was
over.
worse for you than it was for us. It was bad.
We was subs too.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people would have said on the Wardens, like, we would have probably lost eventually. But we were giving you guys some hell. I mean, I know we got nuked twice, but you guys never fully took King's Cage until the
I just saw a
end.
vehicle come up. I want to make sure that my ride's not getting like stolen.
It's locked.
It's locked, but they could always bring up a wrench. That's fine.
Where the fuck are they go?
No, someone rolled up in the truck. I guess it's fine. I heard a truck roll by and I saw it like go towards the bridge and I wanted to make sure that like, my ride wasn't about to get stolen. You know how it is.
Yeah, but as far as that last invasion, the advertised invasion was the one of what
Sorry about that, I'm back.
yeah, Weathered Expanse. When they hit Weathered Expanse, they advertised that all over the place. The one that was done over the Viper River, that was totally secret. Nobody knew about that. There was no map post until after it was done.
Yeah. I don't know if there's not a single warden regiment out there that has that capability of organization and assets at hand to be used all in conjunction.
I think Storm could have deployed something like that, but I don't know the state of Storm at that period.
If they could have, they did not during Like, I did not see any large-scale operations like that.
I know like a day or two before, a lot of like some of our naval groups send in like a frigate or two, just go like hit warden safe harbors, blow up as many warden ships that were parked as possible in preparation.
I mean, they were easy targets. They hadn't moved in weeks. It was
Yeah.
fucking ridiculous.
But just still, like remove them from the field.
Yeah. Yeah, the announcement hit us hard. It was. We probably have just. No, this is a really small population now, but when the announcement hit, like in the day afterwards, we had probably about. I'd like to say 100 people, 200 people, like, throughout the entire server. So, and then throughout that, it just kept on dropping like flies.
Yeah, it wasn't actually that much dissimilar over here, actually. Usually this hex is pretty active with people, but when I was on the 2 days before the war ended, there was only maybe like 3 people. I'd see Slippery, I'd see Cheeky, and that's about it.
We had plans too. You guys were building up the vault, and before you even got that nuke there, we knew it was going there. We were going to do shit about that. The announcement hits, and it's like, well, guess it doesn't matter.
Right, we have the one warden inside our town.
Well, the nuke never launched anyways, so you don't have anything to worry about it.
But I mean, still, it would have been nice to kill. It's such an expensive asset, so.
It would have been nice to see it kill your town.
I don't think so. But
I think it would have been a nice watch. It wouldn't have hit the main town. It would have hit something like Crow's Nest or Foxcatcher.
Child soldier?
oh well, that's fine. Those towns don't count.
Because it was, I believe, it was out of range of like weathering hulls by just like barely.
What was that?
Yeah, there wasn't another hospital you guys could target, so. Yeah.
Yeah,
This was my first war.
Better to take the stuff, take the the facilities, take the town hall, than to blow it up, in my opinion. But I'm only a major. I'm not a general.
I suppose.
Well, thank you for coming to the Lockheed War Memorial. If you want.
Thanks for having us here.
Met Cheeky's wife.
What?
I just met Cheeky's wife.
No, shut the fuck up!
What happened?
Never mind, long story.
So,
Good night.
that's why he wants to be a warden, I understand.
Wait.
What happened?
He has a warden wife.
Shut the fuck up!
Fraternizing with the enemy, I see.
Embarrassing.
Oh, well, the war is over, so. Well, thank you guys. This is actually pretty cool. It's nice to get a different perspective of it, because I've honestly really wanted to see kind of what the colonials were up to, just because it felt like our side was so dysfunctional at times.
I didn't mean it when I called you a motherfucker.
Well, there'll be.
You never let it show.
I accept your apology.
Did you guys
I must have shoveled like maybe at least like 60 crates a week of shirts just up here, and that's just from my stockpile.
Jesus.
I mean, we didn't have much to fight off your artillery, so we kind of just had to take it.
Yeah. Well, it was a fun war, guys.
Fun war.
Guys,
You got any more signs that you want to put down? Any more things?
Not here, no. But there was that nuke in Endless. I was a part of the frigate that killed that. That was so fucking fun.
Yeah, well, if you or any of your men want to go and build something to the wardens and maybe put something in there, there's a ditch already made over on Blueberry Beach.
Go lie in it.
Yeah.
Hey!
So you could put a box there and like maybe put a warden's uniform, 2 clips of ammo, whatever
nuke.
kind of pistol you guys use, and a hammer, you know,
A sign.
just like ours.
Yes, sir. I'll see what I can do.
I mean, we got the stuff in
Thanks for
the.
showing me this, guys.
Yes.
I'd commend you if I could, but I can't.
Do it. Break the rules.
Oh, that's all right.
You will comment me when the war starts, because I go
When
into
I
war.
see you, yes.
Your knowledge has been invaluable, actually, to fill in a lot of missing gaps in my imagination of what you guys were doing and stuff.
Well, I mean, I think it's only fair. You guys told me some, I'll tell you guys some, so.
Did you guys ever have a name for our tank killer ridge? Just because it was such a persistent thing, I don't know if you guys ever named it or had like a map post about it.
Funnily enough, not, but every single time we went down to Lockheed, everyone would go, again. Just
Motherfucker
every
kill.
single time, like, come on, why isn't it warden yet? Why is it still green? So, it was a common name, Lockheed, at least.
Stygian. Because Stygian.
Oh,
And Cheeky
yeah.
who didn't sleep 2 days.
That too. Alrighty, guys. I'll see you in a different war, eventually.
Yes.
And maybe, I don't know, it's an east-west war. I don't know if we'll be shelling Lockheed that well, but certainly the Navy will be around.
Don't worry, I will take the fucking
I'm probably
Lockheed
taking
towards
a break on from the next war. I was here from the start of the war to the end of the war, dedicated myself to it.
That's a well-deserved break, man. Holy shit, that's 70 days of
It was
just hell.
71 days and 5 hours.
Okay, but who's counting?
I don't know, Foxhole stats?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh, God bless Slippery for not for repairing all the shit.
At least we gave you something to do. So.
Fuck you.
I just wanted some howitzers.
I
I don't think you deserved them. So that's why we took the frigate down here.
You know what?
Thank you very much, guys. I will see you in the future.
I'm backing my words. Unfuck you.
Now
Oh!
it's time for me to end the recording of this.